Now in Good Morning Northwest, a confessed killer going to court today. Why the judge will allow Major John Kaler to plead guilty to lesser charges.
There is some hope for some mountain snow coming up, but it looks like we're really going to have mild conditions and some rain. We're going to talk about the timing. That's coming your way.
And the House went home for the holiday break, but the Senate is staying in D.C. trying to decide on a funding bill for two wars and U.S. border security. The issue Republican senators won't budge on coming up. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks for being with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. The date is Monday, December 18th. Let's toss things over to Mark for a first look at that forecast here. It's the week of Christmas, but snow is not here.
No, we're not going to see snow. However, we're going to see some cool mornings, so get comfortable, but not cold. All right, so it's going to be clouds and cool not only today, but for the week. Light rain coming in this evening. That's going to be light rain overnight, and then we're going to see that again through tomorrow, through Tuesday, and then a mild week ahead after that. We look at our current conditions. We're hovering at 30 degrees both here and in Coeur d'Alene. Dry conditions. Things are looking good. A little bit of light fog, but that's it. We look at the satellite and radar, and there is some energy to the east of us. That's going to be a trend. Now we look at the forecast models saying, all right, 7 o'clock tonight. We have a pretty good chance. All the computer models are agreeing that we're going to see some light rain. Timing between 7 and 9 p.m. That'll move out. We'll see another run on Tuesday. By Tuesday midday, most of that energy out of the area, but still a few scattered showers will remain, mostly into the mountains for Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening into Idaho, and we're going to continue to have cloud cover over our area. So we are going to see temperatures right now as you head out in the low 30s all along I-90 all the way into Idaho. Our day today, it's going to be cloud cover, some sun breaks. We're going to be relatively dry, mild, 37 degrees. 33 is that normal high for this time of year, but we could see again that rain kick up as early as 7 o'clock and certainly overnight, but temperatures above freezing.
In North Idaho news, a man accused of killing a family of 4 in Kellogg is expected to plead guilty to lesser charges this afternoon. Major John Kaler will likely plead guilty to 4 second-degree murder charges, which were downgraded from first-degree. This change comes after mediation with an agreement from the state of Idaho, the victims' families, and Kaler's attorney. Kaler's accused of shooting and killing Kenneth Gardapi and teenagers Devin and Aiken Smith in June. The hearing is scheduled for 3 this afternoon.
Now, as soon as that hearing is over, we'll be carrying the results for you live on KXLY Plus on your connected TV and on a special edition of 4 News Now starting at 3 o'clock.
And new details from the Breaking Now desk. We continue to track updates from Washington, D.C. on President Biden's national security request, which has billions in funding for Ukraine, Israel, and U.S. border security. The Senate has decided to delay its holiday break to work on hammering out a deal this week. Now, this morning, Democrats and Republicans in Congress are working to come to terms on the U.S.'s border before the holiday break, and time is running short. The House adjourned for holiday recess last week, but the Senate remains in D.C. working to come to an agreement. President Joe Biden says providing more funds for Ukraine's war against Russia is necessary to some extent because of the U.S.'s own national security.
For us to fail to come together and support Ukraine in their ongoing fight for freedom against Russian aggression would be a huge gift to Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping and Hamas.
Republicans say they won't budge on the Ukraine support unless changes are made to the immigration process. Among the proposed changes discussed, increasing the credible fear standard for asylum seekers and boosting the use of a fast-track deportation procedure.
In this country are furious at this open border crisis. It's why it's so imperative that the Senate and the House work with the president to come up with a national security package that puts the country above everything else.
U.S. border officials are announcing more changes today to address the migrant crisis at the southern border. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll break down what those changes are and why former President Donald Trump is facing new criticism for recent comments on immigration. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thanks. We're learning new details regarding the woman's body that was found in northeast Spokane in a field on Wednesday. That woman has been identified as 65-year-old Carol Street. I want to warn you, some of these details may be disturbing to hear. Court documents say detectives are looking for evidence of a homicide. A search warrant reveals bloody clothes that could have been Carol's were found in another field nearby. They also reveal that when detectives found Carol's body, she had serious injuries to both arms and was missing a hand. Her pants were also pulled down. When detectives searched her home, the sliding door was open, but there were no signs of violence. The search warrant detectives have is for the field that Carol was found in, her home, and her dog. Carol's friends and former colleagues want people to know the person she was before her death. She was a counselor in the behavioral health field and helped people who were fighting addiction. Everyone that we spoke to had nothing but great things to say about her. They say Carol's humor was infectious and she enjoyed fishing. She was passionate about her work.
I think what I'll miss most about Carol is the gratitude, the kindness, again, her compassion. She never took anything for granted. She bent over backwards to make sure that people felt loved and appreciated.
Carol worked for the Spokane Regional Health District before she died. The district released a statement saying, quote, we are shocked and saddened by the news. Carol was a joy to work with and was loved by her patients. She had a smile and a laugh that was infectious. You couldn't help but grin and laugh along. Our hearts go out to her family. As colleagues and friends of Carol, we share in the grief for the loss of such a wonderful person, and she will be missed.
A head-on crash shut down Pines and Buckeye in Spokane Valley for several hours yesterday afternoon. Spokane Valley police say a man under the influence drove into oncoming traffic. 46-year-old Oleg Dyfort is charged with vehicular assault. The driver of the car he hit was taken to the hospital. The man accused of a shooting in Grant County will be making his first court appearance today. It happened near Royal City Friday night, sending 2 men to the hospital, with 1 going into intensive care. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says deputies arrived to find 1 victim inside the building. They found the other downtown holding down the suspected shooter, 67-year-old Mercadio Mendez Tovar. Now, police arrested him and found a gun on the scene. Deputies interviewed Mendez Tovar, who said that he and the 2 victims had been drinking and began arguing. A fight broke out and he pulled out his gun, firing and striking both victims. Mendez Tovar is in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of 2 counts of first-degree assault. Well, your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:07 on this Monday. All right, mild morning and things aren't really moving around much.
No, we don't have a lot of wind. It's been very light the last couple of days. Air stagnation advisory till 10, but our air quality is still good. Into Idaho, some of the protected valleys, they're seeing a little bit of moderate air quality. Again, very light fog in around our area, including the West Plains. We're going to have a full check of the forecast coming up.
A security scare for President Biden. A car plows into one of his motorcade SUVs. We'll show you coming up.
And safety concern this morning if you're driving a Nissan. The potential problems with 450,000 of them right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Save your green!
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking the gang to the slopes in an available all-wheel drive Pilot, delivering presents in a rugged Passport, or hauling a few toys for yourself in a powerful Ridgeline. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Shop your Bi-Mart Christmas Savings Book now and save. Pick up a copy in-store or find it at Bi-Mart.com. We'll help you tackle your gift giving for less. All Christmas food gift sets are 20% off. All pet toys are 25% off. Plus, save 30% on all winter gloves, hats, scarves, boots, robes, sleepwear, and slippers. Save more this Christmas season at Bi-Mart, your Northwest employee-owned membership store.
Respect, protect, pay essential grocery store workers.
One good job should be enough for an honest person.
UFCW 3000, the Essential Workers Union, helps make that a reality.
UFCW 3000 fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
Fair wages, health care, and a pension plan. The things every working person deserves. Thanks, UFCW 3000.
This is not just laundry. This is laundry that's one and done. This is the ultra-fast combo laundry machine that does both washing and drying cycles. This is revolutionizing laundry. This is GE Profile.
Fred's has the GE Profile one-and-done laundry machine in stock and on sale for only $24.99. Fred's Appliance. We sell appliances, only appliances.
4 News Now and BECU are teaming up to welcome in some holiday fun and friendly holiday spirit. Send us a picture of your pet decked out for the holidays and you could win a $200 Amazon gift card courtesy of BECU. For details, go to kxly.com/holidaypets.
New Emergency Crystals pop and fizz when you throw them back. And who doesn't love a good throwback? Emergency Crystals.
Your time is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Today, we are learning new details about what happened when a car hit a Secret Service vehicle in the president's motorcade.
The moment captured on camera by the traveling press pool who accompany the president everywhere he goes. It happened as they left a staff dinner at his campaign headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware. Now, the Secret Service immediately surrounded that car with weapons drawn. The driver putting his hands up. Now, a Secret Service statement says that the man did not intend to threaten the president. The Wilmington police are trying to figure out if the driver impairment led to the crash.
Today, BP is pausing oil transits through the Red Sea. It comes in response to increased attacks on vessels by Houthi militants in Yemen. The news is sending oil prices up sharply, up 1% in the U.S.
Real estate agents around the country predict more business after the holidays. More Americans are entering the market for homes with mortgage rates now below 7%, reeling them in. The problem is a shortage of homes now to buy. Many homeowners unwilling to give up those locked-in low mortgage rates.
U.S. auto safety regulators are investigating more than 450,000 Nissans over reports of engine failure that can lead to power loss with no way to restart. Owners also report knocking noises and finding metal chunks and shavings in oil pans of certain vehicles. Nissan Rogue, Altima, and Infiniti QX50s are involved. There have been only 6 complaints so far.
10-second takeaway on your screen. It's going to be a cold start this morning. We're going to have clouds. Now grab the winter gear because it's going to have some light wind and 37 degrees for the high today.
Well, if you're looking for some fun, family-friendly, and free activities to do over winter break, Numerica is offering 5 days of family fun with free activities across the Northwest. You can check out the Numerica Skate Ribbon for a day of free ice skating this Wednesday from 11 to 5. It's first come, first served, and you do not have to be a member of Numerica in order to participate. And while you're in the area, check out all of the riverfront park decked out in those holiday decorations there. So beautiful. And you can learn more about some other free Numerica Family Fun Day events on this story on our website, KXLY.com.
Whole lot of alliteration in there.
Oh my good. Family, fun, free, all the things. Your time right now is 6:12.
Are you traveling this week? It will be a really busy one. How some of the country's busiest airports are preparing and the weather that could be playing a big part in that.
But our weather this morning here is calm as we take a look at Cowley Park there with all the lights lit up this morning. Just absolutely beautiful. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Northwest after the break.
My darling granddaughter, this camera was given to me when I was your age. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
It's so surprising what the little things can do. Wouldn't it be wonderful if everybody...
Oh, Merry Christmas, Grandma.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
Do more in a new Chevy.
Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Blazer models. Or use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Blazer.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Oh my God! Aquaman's coming! Exactly. All about the new movie. Plus, from the color purple, Fantasia.
Watch Kelly today at a special time.
Get your hands up, let's go!
Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Six the Musical, January 23rd to the 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dan Clark.
And I'm Jeweler Jane.
And we're from Clark's Diamond Jewelers in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Our famous snow promotion is back for Christmas.
If it snows 4 inches or more in 24 hours on January 11th, 2024, all purchases made between November 21st and December 30th will be refunded in full. And that means all engagement rings, loose diamonds and gemstones, jewelry and gifts could all be free.
Shop Clark's Diamond Jewelers this Christmas and let it snow diamonds.
4 News Now is brought to you by Ace Hardware.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back in. The time now is 6:16. Some of the busiest airports in the country are on alert for travel days this morning. The busy week before Christmas travel season is now beginning.
A storm system moving into the Northeast is coming on the heels of a weekend of heavy flooding for millions of Americans. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, a damaging storm barreling up the East Coast is expanding, kicking off this week before Christmas with treacherous travel for millions of Americans. A widespread 2 to 4 inches of rain are expected from Delaware to the Canadian border. More than 6 inches could fall in parts of New England, with wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour possible along the coast.
Fear, worry, anxiousness. Just figuring out how we got to set up for the next storm and what time the high tides are coming.
The storm already drenched Florida with tropical storm-like conditions. Parts of South Carolina got nearly a foot of rain, swamping Charleston. Hundreds of flights have been delayed at airports in Atlanta, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale. Beginning this week, until January 2nd, 39 million Americans are expected to fly, with peak travel expected this Thursday and Friday. This storm already putting a damper on holiday travel plans.
I'm excited, and but we're going to have to wait in long lines, but it's fun.
Much colder temperatures will return to the east after this storm. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
All right, stormy elsewhere, but calm here. Look at that gorgeous shot of Cowley Park, where all the lights are lit up thanks to Mark and the Extreme team.
Wouldn't it look so much better if we had some snow?
It sure would.
It still is pretty, though, without the snow.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Sidewalks clear. Everything is nice. The music is running during the day. We have about 5 hours of Christmas music that rotates, so you're bound to find a favorite song in there somewhere. Here we go. We're tracking showers coming into the area. Rain showers for the lower elevations. Here's a look at how that sets up. For tonight, about 7, 8 o'clock, we're going to see that light rain. 70% chance through Tuesday. Yeah, it's a pretty good shot. Wednesday, Thursday is going to be dry. We have a chance of showers on Friday. Now, what about snow? Who's going to get it and how much? Well, let's put it into motion and show you. By Tuesday afternoon, we're going to see Omak at 2.3 inches, 2 to 3 inches. We'll see that in Wenatchee. Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint, expect to see snow. That means Schweitzer getting some snow. That's going to be great news. 49 degrees north. We're hoping that some of that light rain transitions over to snow for you. But this really is on the northern side of it. And then, again, Tuesday night, Wednesday, we dry out. For today, it's going to be clouds and sun, 37 degrees. We're going to have temperatures tonight down to what is usually a daytime high. we're going to get down to 33 degrees. We're going to have the rain and then some rain snow mixed into, Green Bluff, the plateau up at 5 Mile, upper South Hill. Temperatures right now, we're in the low 30s, and that's going to continue all the way out into North Idaho, so not much change there. We have, again, a little bit of moisture as you're on I-90. You're going to see that as you cross through Moses Lake. But then it's dissipating. It is going to increase. We look at the chance of that happening at about 7, 8 o'clock. We're going to have the light rain. That's going to be coming in from the south. We're going to see that continue through tomorrow midday. And then everything pushes out and we dry out. And that means that we're going to have a dry Wednesday and Thursday. Today, we're going to be up to 37 degrees, 40 into Coeur d'Alene. Sandpoint, you could be at 38. Upper 30s, Moses Lake, Ritzville, and Tri-Cities. We're going to be in the upper 30s today, tomorrow. Low 40s from Wednesday all the way through Friday with a chance of rain and snow into the mountains, 36 on Saturday. 20 minutes past 6 o'clock. It is a Monday. It's time for our Pet of the Week.
This big boy gives a whole new meaning to the term fat cat. Butch is an 8-year-old, 13-pound domestic shorthair who is as friendly as he is big. His black and white markings make Butch a unique-looking cat, too. He loves attention, likes a good nap now and then, and, of course, breakfast, lunch, or dinner. If you're looking for a quiet, cat-friendly feline, stop by and meet Butch. We would love to find him a loving home for the holidays and every day after for the rest of his life. For more information, visit our website at companionsanimalcenter.org.
I like his spot underneath his chin. That's so cute.
He looks solid. I wouldn't say he's a fat cat.
No.
It's now 6:21.
And with the hopes of making the playoffs on the line, the Seahawks are taking on the Philadelphia Eagles tonight, right here on KXLY. But the big question for tonight's game is who will we see in the quarterback position for both of the teams? We'll have more for you regarding tonight's game coming up next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire wants you to have all the comfort and total joy. Whether it's a cozy reason to hit snooze, eat dinner, or a spot to kick back, we have furniture that is good looking, well built, and comfortable. Just add your favorite people. In stock now. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
A brand new holiday musical with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. $1 Million Quartet Christmas the Musical.
December 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts, BroadwaySpokane.com.
There's still time to save with Bi-Mart's latest Christmas savings book posted at BuyMart.com. There's 20 pages of great store-wide savings, including everything you need for the holidays. At Bi-Mart, our members save more every day.
Right on time.
See our huge selection of Camrys built for everyday drivers at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Find the perfect gift for your wine lover at Latah Creek.
Stop in or shop online. We'll help you find your new favorite wine.
Come in to Latah Creek today. Sip, shop, and ship most anywhere in the USA. Cheers.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
As it stands right now, the Seattle Seahawks are in 9th place in the NFC and really needing some help to get into the playoffs at this point. But that help begins with getting a win for the first time in more than a month, as they're going to face off against the Philadelphia Eagles on Monday Night Football. Now, the storyline headed into this matchup is the quarterback's position. We don't know if Jalen Hurts is going to go for the Eagles. He's been dealing with an illness all weekend long, and the Seahawks are dealing with health issues of their own. Starting quarterback Geno Smith was sidelined last week with a groin injury and is listed as questionable headed into Monday night. Now, the good news for Seattle fans is Geno made it through a full week of practice and was able to throw, but if he can't go, the team is confident Drew Lock can step in after starting for the first time since 2021 last week against San Francisco.
We've talked all about it and hung out, just talking about what the experience was like and how he feels differently. And so if he's called on, he'll be in just a clearer mindset just because of what he went through. It was a very difficult game, a challenging game last week, and he made it through it. And like I've said all week to you, that he handled it really well, and he came out of it with a clear mind and all. And so it's only going to be beneficial to him.
And don't forget, you can catch the Seahawks and the Eagles right here on KXLY ABC. And be sure to tune in after the game for a special edition of 4 News Now, as we'll have your post-game coverage. Reporting in studio, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
And speaking of teams that really need to step it up in order to make it into the playoffs here's a moment that some Minnesota Vikings fans will never forget. Receivers Justin Jefferson and KJ Osborne sponsor families through the Salvation Army year-round. And during the holidays, they get to meet up with those families and take their kids shopping for toys.
The smiles on their faces, they were so happy, just naming things on their Christmas list.
We always want to be involved in the community, giving back and showing love as much as possible.
I loved it. It was the best day of my life.
Best day of his life.
Wow.
That's so cool. Now, all those shopping carts filled with toys are proof of a fun time, but it's the moments that don't cost anything that made this shopping experience extra special, as you heard there from those kids.
Yeah.
And so selfless for them to give back like that,
Yeah, they don't have to do that. It's really sweet.
It's awesome.
Good morning, Northwest Time is now 6:26.
Still to come, a suspect is now behind bars in connection to the 2 people who were found dead in Northeast Spokane. Why investigators say this wasn't a random act.
And you may want to check the snack drawer. A popular brand of granola bars being recalled. And as we go to a commercial break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, 3 incredibly rare twin pregnancies.
No one never said that they had mono twins. I was the only one.
The doctors and nurses at Atrium Health Cabarrus helping a trio of moms facing the same incredibly rare and risky condition, a monoamniotic twin pregnancy.
They said, it doesn't look like there's a membrane, but it's too early to see anything, so don't freak out yet.
But these moms would soon discover they weren't alone in this medical journey.
They told me that there were actually 2 other moms that were having the same twins that I were, and that they were also going to be admitted into the same hospital on the same floor.
And coming up at 7 a.m., you'll hear the remarkable story of how these women helped each other and are now bonded for life. With your GMA First Look, I'm Eva Pilgrim, ABC News, New York.
COPD isn't pretty. I'm out of breath and often out of the picture. But this is my story. And with once daily Trelegy, it can still be beautiful. Because with 3 medicines and 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps my airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Trelegy also improves lung function, so I can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
What a wonderful Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
Mesmerize her with Coast Diamond Jewelry from Tracy Jewelers. Coast is committed to creating fine, quality jewelry that is stylish, imaginative, and instills lasting memories. Mark your moments with the sophistication of Coast Diamond from Tracy Jewelers.
Wow, it's literally the color of Santa's sleigh.
If I was Santa, this would be my sleigh.
So you just drive across the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe some of us still believe in a little thing called Christmas magic, so... Well, there you go.
Enter to win a shiny red Porsche. Grand prize drawing December 28th, only at Northern Quest.
Anything else?
Yeah, can I get some napkins?
Sure. That'll be $1.
For a napkin?
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascend checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Mesmerize her with Coast Diamond Jewelry from Tracy Jewelers. Coast is committed to creating fine, quality jewelry that is stylish, imaginative, and instills lasting memories. Mark your moments with the sophistication of Coast Diamond from Tracy Jewelers.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now Story Tracker kicks off this half hour of Good Morning Northwest.
Today, Major John Kaler is expected to plead guilty to second-degree murder charges for killing a family of 4 in Kellogg. The downgrade from first-degree murder is the result of mediation with the victims' families. Now, Kaler is accused of shooting and killing Kenneth and Kenna Gardapi and teenagers Devin and Aiken Smith back in June. The hearing is scheduled for 3 p.m. today. We'll have the results live on KXLY Plus and on a special edition of 4 News Now.
The federal government is fining Southwest Airlines $140 million for last year's historic 10-day-long holiday meltdown that stranded millions of passengers. Nearly 17,000 flights were canceled, nearly half of Southwest flights during that period. It's one of the largest ever civil penalties.
Now, this week, the historic Campbell House will be transformed for the holidays, and you can take a tour. Campbell House Holidays lets families and kids explore the home at their own pace, enjoy the Christmas decorations, live music, and fun activities. The tours start on Wednesday afternoon, and tickets are just $2 a piece. You can read more about this tour by finding our article on our website, KXLY.com. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. Thanks so much for being with us. It's Monday, November. I want to give myself more shopping time. December 18th, just 7 days before Christmas. Mark.
If it were still November, I might get those packages delivered on time to the East Coast that I was just talking about. All they have to do is go to, Connecticut. How long could it take? All right, good morning, everybody. We do have some low cloud cover. We had some very light fog this morning. Nothing major. Right now, 30 degrees. Winds northeast to 5 miles an hour. Air stagnation advisory until 10 a.m., but right now, our air quality is good. We take a look at the 4 things you need to know with, again, that Christmas background. Going to be clouds of cool today. Light rain coming in this evening. Rain for the lower elevations. That'll continue overnight through tomorrow. But a mild week is coming in, and it does not look good for a white Christmas. We look at the forecast radar, and it's going to be about 7 o'clock that we're going to see that light rain come in. It's going to hang out overnight into the midday, and then by that time, things should dry out with a few scattered showers still remaining. And then Wednesday and Thursday look to be dry. So that's the setup for the moisture coming in. Right now, we're hanging out at freezing. Spokane Valley, Liberty Lake, 33 is that normal high, so we're almost there. And 29 into Cheney and Deer Park. Here's our forecast today. We are going to see, again, a little bit of sunshine at times, slivers. High today, 37 degrees.
Mark, thanks. The Pend Oreille Police Department in Idaho says it's received several reports of possible sightings of a wanted man. Dylan J. Harrington is a suspect in a 2022 double homicide in Washington's Okanogan County. The department says Harrington is considered to be armed and dangerous. If you see him, they say do not approach him and call 911. A Spokane man arrested in connection to the 2 bodies found in northeast Spokane earlier this month will be making his first court appearance later today.
Yeah, police arrested 25-year-old Brandon Kenny Saturday night, charging him with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The 2 victims were 37-year-old Colton Russell and 23-year-old Kiara Morgan Whelan. Kenny has had previous issues with the law. He has 6 felony convictions for crimes including criminal mischief with a deadly weapon, burglary, and theft. According to court documents, he was convicted of taking a U-Haul from a location on East Sprague in 2019. Investigators say Brandon Kenny knew the victims in this case, and this is not random. Detectives are still looking to see if other people are involved. Kiara's mom posted to social media after learning of his arrest, saying, "Due to the diligence of the investigators, my daughter's and Colton's killer has been arrested."
And new details at the Breaking Now desk. Today, officials at the U.S.-Mexico border are temporarily suspending freight train crossings in El Paso and Eagle Pass, Texas, in order to redeploy resources elsewhere. That new change comes as authorities in the area reportedly apprehended more than 4,000 migrants in the past 24 hours alone. Now, we do know that Senate negotiators in Washington, D.C. are working to reach a deal on a framework for border security improvements, which Republicans are demanding as a condition to pass more funding for the wars in Israel and Ukraine. Republicans point to national security concerns at the southern border and the smuggling of drugs. But Democrats say if the problem of illegal immigration will solve today, the illegal drug supply in the U.S. wouldn't be affected because they say the drugs mostly come through legal ports of entry.
We're helping Israel, and jihadist groups want to hit us to punish us for helping Israel. I will not help Ukraine, Taiwan, or Israel until we secure a border that's been obliterated.
The new changes at the border come as former President Donald Trump is facing scrutiny for immigration rhetoric, speaking about blood purity during a campaign rally this weekend. Critics are comparing that rhetoric to slogans used by Nazis in World War II.
Poisoning the blood of our country. That's what they've done.
One of Trump's rivals in the Republican race, Chris Christie, blasted the former president, saying Trump is, quote, dog whistling to Americans who feel absolutely under stress and strain from the economy and from the conflicts around the world. Back in D.C., 15 Republican senators are calling for a special conference to further discuss the ongoing border talks next month. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Sydney, thanks. We got a consumer alert for you this morning. Quaker Oats is recalling dozens of kinds of granola bars and cereal because the products may be contaminated with salmonella. You can see some of those products on your screen here. Quaker says it has not received any reports of anyone getting sick and that any items in the recall should be thrown away.
The Spokane Police Department says it's cracking down on package thieves this gift-giving season. SPD's Stolen Property and Recovery Unit, or SPEAR, is ramping up its emphasis on these thefts. They say you should always report incidents of package theft as soon as they happen. SPD also encourages posting any footage on the Nextdoor app or any other social media. They've even started using bait packages, which are empty, to try to deter more thefts.
I think the biggest thing that will be helpful is just having people know that they're out there, having the criminals know that they're out there, and maybe they'll be a little less inclined to go steal packages. But rest assured, we're putting them in good locations and monitoring them so that when they do get stolen, we'll be there.
Spokane Police have a section on its Facebook page dedicated to posting footage of these thefts. If you recognize anyone on that page, report it to Crime Check or send an email to thefttips@SpokanePolice.org.
Well, your Good Morning Northwest time right now is 6:37.
Mark is making his way back here talking about some winds we haven't had much.
Air stagnation advisory until 10. We have good air quality right now. Moderate into the Kellogg area, but that's about it. And we're not going to see these winds gusting at all today. So that's not going to add any wind chill effect to our mild day ahead. We're going to be in the upper 30s. We take a live look at the One Spokane Stadium. And again, just a little light mist in the air, a light fog, but nothing dense out there at all.
And the clock is ticking for buying Christmas presents. Coming up after the break, how to make the most out of last-minute gifts.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
For safe winter driving, Perfection Tires got it. Cooper, Nokian, Toyo, and many other quality brands.
Winter tires can allow you to stop up to 50% faster on snow and ice.
Expert advice, fair price, easy credit. Nobody beats Perfection.
Everybody and every girl, sing joy, joy, joy to the world. And the wonders of His love will fill your heart. When you sing joy, joy, joy to the world. Joy, 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 joy to the world.
Do more to Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Frozen is Disney's latest hit Broadway musical. From the producer of The Lion King comes the show audiences and critics are melting for.
Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Is your home ready to make warm memories this holiday season? Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. From Roman shades and screens to draperies and shutters, Factory Rep Blinds has every type of window treatment from all the major brands. Not only do they install at no extra charge, but they'll bring samples to you. Call for your free consultation at 509-327-9637. That's 509-327-9637. Call local family-owned Factory Rep Blinds. We do the work. You enjoy the results.
Stay safe while traveling this winter. Before you head out, trust the First Alert weather team to pinpoint the safest times to go and exactly what to expect. 4 News Now First Alert weather on air, on the app, and streaming on KXLY+.
Don't let freezing temperatures leave you stranded this winter. Let our certified technicians at Perfection winterize your car.
We'll check your tires, antifreeze, battery, belts and hoses, wipers, lighting, and more.
Keep your car going strong this winter. Nobody beats Perfection.
It's now 6:40. Do you still need to buy presents for the friends and family on your list?
Well, we've got some expert advice for last-minute gift shopping. Started off, digital gifts are great because you can cater to the receiver's interest. And here's a plus. You won't have to worry on whether they'll have it on time for Christmas Day.
For example, to Masterclass, perhaps Audible, perhaps to a screening service that they like to use. And then, of course, there's subscription boxes. They don't need to know that you ordered it at the very last minute. They're just going to be looking forward to those boxes arriving throughout the year.
You could also book an experience for your loved one, like a concert or a sporting event. And if you're set on getting that physical gift, experts recommend usually going into the store to shop or choosing an item online that's eligible for in-store same-day pickup. And if you're waiting until the last minute, be sure to be flexible on the product as well as the price.
Good morning. 10-second takeaway before you now. It's free. It's cold, if not cool start. We're sitting at 30 degrees. There's going to be a lot of cloud cover again today. Have your winter gear. Our high today, just 37 degrees.
A Food and Drug Administration official says lead contamination in recalled applesauce pouches may have been an intentional act, saying so far all signs point to someone in the supply chain contaminating the pouches on purpose. The FDA is investigating. At least 65 children under the age of 6 have reported getting sick after eating apple cinnamon fruit puree pouches from the brands Wanabana, Weiss, and Schnucks. The New Jersey Poison Control Center says contaminated spices are incredibly common. Sometimes it occurs naturally because of metals in soil, but other times it's intentional to add weight to a product. I never heard that before.
Yeah, very interesting.
It is now 6:42.
New developments in the Hamas-Israel war as 3 hostages were killed over the weekend and a new massive tunnel is discovered. We'll have the latest out of the Middle East coming up right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Kylie and I know there's a lot of great choices for new and pre-owned cars in North Idaho.
And we want Parker Subaru to be your first choice.
Because Parker Subaru has won the coveted Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award every year since we began in 2012.
Not only do we have a great selection of Subarus, we have an award-winning service center.
Because we are committed to keeping you satisfied long after the purchase.
Right now, it's the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event. Visit Parker Subaru in Coeur d'Alene.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call Swap. I gotta call Swap.
Here you go.
That's it? I'm calling him.
You forgot your check.
Craig Swap & Associates is on your side. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
Caring for a parent, spouse, or loved one comes with a lot of responsibility, including financially. AARP and BECU are here to help by offering advice, tips, and tools with a video podcast series, Caring for Caregivers. For more information, visit this website.
A brand new holiday musical with Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. $1 Million Quartet Christmas the Musical.
December 23rd at First Interstate Center for the Arts, BroadwaySpokane.com.
Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
4 News Now is brought to you by Post Falls Volkswagen.
It's 6:45. The discovery of a massive tunnel not far from Israel's border with Gaza is adding a new wrinkle to the war between Israel and Hamas.
It's raising now even more questions about intelligence failures before the October attack by Hamas. Here's ABC's Allison Cossack.
This morning, Israel's military is revealing what it describes as Hamas's largest tunnel under Gaza. Nearly 2.5 miles long, large enough to drive a car through. Inside, IDF soldiers say they found weapons, even a rail system. ABC's Inez de la Quatara was there.
You can see how deep this tunnel goes. This is something that would have taken years to build. The IDF saying this probably took millions of dollars.
Families of some of the Israeli hostages still held by Hamas are now camping outside Israeli military headquarters, demanding a new deal to release their loved ones. Their protests coming after Israeli forces accidentally killed 3 hostages Friday. A preliminary investigation found the 3 hostages left a building in an area of very intense fighting, carrying a stick with a white cloth. A soldier reportedly saw them as a threat and opened fire. Troops were ordered to stop firing, but another soldier shot and killed the 3rd hostage. Investigators say the men had written these signs outside the building, pleading for help, saying SOS and help 3 hostages, written on fabric using leftover food. It's unclear if the soldiers saw those signs. U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin arrives in Israel today as the Biden administration pushes Israel to discuss a more targeted phase of the war that could better protect civilians in Gaza. Meanwhile, back in the U.S., amid a surge of anti-Semitism, synagogues and Jewish facilities in at least 19 states and Washington, D.C. received bomb threats yesterday. And hundreds of so-called swatting incidents have been reported in recent days. That's when someone reports a non-existing serious crime.
Swatting is not a prank or a joke. It's intended to disrupt, harass, cause fear.
In Washington, D.C., a man was also arrested for spraying an unknown substance at people outside a synagogue. He's being charged with assault. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Another live look this morning at Cowley Park. There, the lights all lit up down there by the hospital. Just absolutely gorgeous there. But as we've been talking about all morning, would look better with some snow, but it's still very pretty, Mark.
Good. I was sneaking over there to take a look at it. It's still looking pretty good. Over the weekend, I was out of town. I was afraid that something, but
Nope,
nothing.
it looks good.
Everything went great.
Yes.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We are not really setting our sights on a white Christmas. In fact, we're looking at this next system coming in as rain that's going to come into the lower elevations, snow into the mountains, but that's going to be for tomorrow and then again potentially on Friday. Our forecast today going to be clouds and sun, 37 degrees. Winds east 5-10 miles an hour. In fact, we'll see those light winds again overnight. Temperatures down to 33 degrees. That is a normal high for this time of year. It's going to be our overnight low. Right now we're sitting at 32 into the valley, 32 into 9 Mile, 30 at Spokane International, 29 into Cheney. Everybody, all schools are out except for Spokane Public Schools. They still have this week to go. We're going to see, again, rain coming in this evening after dinner time. That's going to hang out overnight into tomorrow midday. And then we're going to dry out. Things look pretty good. A few scattered showers potentially, but a little bit of snow for the mountains. That's going to be good news for the skiers, but it's not going to be a ton. So we look at the amount of snow that we're expecting to see. And as we look through Thursday afternoon, a couple of inches, Wenatchee, Omak, Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, potentially 4 inches into the higher elevations there. But this is not going to be a major snow event. Mountain passes are going to look pretty good for the travel for Christmas. 37 for the high today, Ritzville 39, Tri-Cities, you're right there. Bonners Ferry, you're going to be at 37 degrees today. The planning forecast, upper 30s through tomorrow, and then low 40s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, a weak cold front comes in, bringing with it scattered showers. Again, rain in the lower elevations, snow into the mountains. Could we see a little bit of light snow early Saturday morning? Potentially, yes, but it should be dry with mid-30s through Sunday, working our way into Christmas.
Still sounds good for travel out there.
Right, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, all right. Silver lining. It's now 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint's coming up next.
Thank you so much for waking up with us on this Monday morning. We'll see you right after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by the percussion sensation Stomp. BroadwaySpokane.com.
When it comes to luxury, standing out takes something special, something exceptional, something unique. We dare you to be unique. Just like each individual work of art, that is unique jewelry. Find unique jewelry at Tracy Jewelers.
I'm Jonah, and I'd like to welcome you to the brand new Coeur d'Alene Nissan. You'll find the grand dealership lobby open, comfortable, and relaxing. A service center with state-of-the-art equipment committed to getting you quickly and safely back on the road. There's much more to experience. I'm inviting you to stop in and see us. We're just off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today, we honor Bob Walker. Bob helps take care of less fortunate families by assisting with gas and utility vouchers, bus passes, and by volunteering endless hours at the Caritas Food Bank.
Bob's leadership and compassionate heart allows Caritas Food Bank to serve and support even more families in our community.
It's like nothing. This is what you're supposed to do. You do it, you just do it.
Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
$3 pitcher night, a couple cocktails, an edible, and a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you who offered a ride or made sure they got in a ride share or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
When it comes to luxury, standing out takes something special, something exceptional, something unique. We dare you to be unique. Just like each individual work of art, that is unique jewelry. Find unique jewelry at Tracy Jewelers.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get ready to take on your Monday and the work week with the Morning Sprint.
Mark has your forecast to help you take on your work week.
And Sydney Charles has details on a security aid package and why Republicans in Congress are refusing to pass it.
But first, a man accused of killing a family of 4 in Kellogg is expected to plead guilty to lesser charges this afternoon. Major John Kaler will likely plead guilty to 4 second-degree murder charges, which were downgraded from first degree. Now, this change comes after mediation with an agreement from the the state of Idaho, and the victims' families and Kaler's attorney. Now, Kaler is accused of shooting and killing Kenneth and Kenna Gardapi and teenagers Devin and Aiken Smith back in June. The hearing is scheduled for 3 p.m. today.
We are learning new details regarding the woman's body found in a northeast Spokane field Wednesday. That woman was 65-year-old Carol Street, and we want to warn you, some of these details, you might find them disturbing. Court documents say detectives are looking for evidence of a homicide. A search warrant reveals bloody clothing that could have been Carol's were found in another nearby field. They also reveal when detectives found her body, she had serious injuries to both arms and was missing a hand. Her pants were also pulled down. A search warrant detectives have is for the field Carol was found in, her home, and her dog.
Now, we spoke to several of Carol's friends and former colleagues who want people to know the person she was before her death. They say Carol's humor was infectious and she enjoyed fishing and was passionate about her work. You can find their full testimonies right now on our website, KXLY.com.
We are taking a look in our first alert weather where we're seeing a mild morning, really. We're starting off with temperatures hovering around freezing into the valley, Liberty Lake, 27 into Deer Park. Again, cool but not cold for the winter time. In our forecast radar, it's going to be this evening after dinner that we're going to see the chance of rain coming in, snow into the mid-level areas at 4,000 feet. We're going to see that continue. Our high today is going to be 37 degrees.
A man accused of a shooting in Grant County will make his first court appearance today. It happened near Royal City Friday night, sending 2 men to the hospital with one going to intensive care. The Grant County Sheriff's Office says deputies arrived to find one victim inside a building. They found the other outside, holding down the suspected shooter, 67-year-old Marcario Mendez Tovar. Police arrested him, found a gun on the scene. Detectives interviewed Mendez Tovar, who said he and the 2 victims had been drinking, began arguing, a fight broke out, and he pulled out his gun, firing and striking both victims. Mendez Tovar is in the Grant County Jail on suspicion of 2 counts of first-degree assault.
The Pend Oreille Police Department in Idaho says that it's received several reports of possible sightings of a wanted man. Dylan J. Harrington is a suspect in a 2022 double homicide in Washington's Okanagan County. The department says Harrington is to be considered armed and dangerous, and if you see him, do not approach him and call 911.
Police arrested a man in connection to the 2 bodies found in northeast Spokane earlier this month. 25-year-old Brandon Kenny was arrested Saturday night. He is charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. The 2 victims are 37-year-old Colton Russell and 23-year-old Kiara Morgan Whelan. Kenny has had previous issues with the law. He has 6 felony convictions for crimes including criminal mischief with a deadly weapon, burglary, and theft. Investigators say Kenny knew the victims in this case. It was not random.
And the Biden administration wants Congress to pass his national security supplemental request, which has billions in funding for Ukraine, Israel, and U.S. border security. The House adjourned for the holidays last week, but the Senate has decided to delay its holiday break to work on hammering out a deal this week. President Biden says providing more funds for Ukraine's war against Russia is necessary to some extent because of the U.S.'s own national security. But Republicans say they won't budge on the Ukraine support unless changes are made to the current immigration process.
The Spokane Police Department says it's cracking down on package thieves this gift-giving season. SPD's Stolen Property and Recovery Unit, or SPEAR, is ramping up its emphasis on these thefts. They say you should always report these incidents of package theft as soon as they happen. SPD also encourages posting any footage on the Nextdoor app or any other social media. Spokane Police have a section on their Facebook page dedicated to posting footage of these thieves.
A programming reminder, you can watch the Seahawks tonight on Monday Night Football. The game starts at 5 right here on KXLY as the Eagles come to town to visit. You can catch Derek Dice for special editions of 4 News Now before the game at 3 and 4, and again right after the game's over.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, dangerous weather coast to coast, including the powerful East Coast storm intensifying within the last few hours. Details about what areas are on alert and how it could impact your early holiday travel. We'll be back right after the break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account.
But how much can you really save?
Yeah, I mean,
whoa.
KXLY celebrates 70 years of serving you, a pioneer in broadcasting and now the digital age. We've covered historic moments, made history ourselves, and kept our commitment to you and our community. Thanks for watching, and here's to the next 70 on KXLY.
Experience the magic and share the joy at Disney's Frozen, the spectacular new musical. From the producer of The Lion King and Aladdin, this beloved story comes to life on stage in an unforgettable theatrical experience. You've never seen Frozen like this.
Disney's Frozen is coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Don't be left out in the cold. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com today.
Hopefully you're having a great start to the day. Not a lot of fog out there. If you've got fog between your ears, have a cup of coffee and know that today will be warmer than average. 37 degrees again, clouds, maybe a sunbreak or two, and then rain coming in. That's going to be tonight after dinner and overnight, but temperatures should stay above freezing for the lower elevations. Now we're going to have 39 tomorrow. Should be, again, rain showers through the afternoon. Drier Wednesday, Thursday, low 40s all the way through Friday. Another round of rain showers coming in, and cooler for the weekend with mid-30s expected.
Sounds like we need another cup of coffee.
Yeah, fog between the ears.
Yeah,
I got
absolutely.
it. All right, we'll see you throughout Good Morning America. It starts right now.